So good, so good, so good.
Ready to rack to school and save big? Get to your Nordstrom Rack store today for thousands of deals from just $20.
Because I want to look fresh.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
I got a new backpack.
Score everyone's favorite denim, sneakers, boots, and activewear from Nike, Levi's, Steve Madden, Madewell, and Free People. Great brands, great prices. Everyone's got a reason to rack. Shop Nordstrom Rack and make it the best school year ever.
Cheering on our sports teams is just part of Philly's DNA, right? There's nothing like seeing Kelly Green jerseys and hearing your neighbors screaming, "Go Birds!" over beer and wings at a bar. And soon there will be another spot to cheer on, not just the Eagles, but also WNBA teams and the U.S. women's national soccer team and other women athletes. I'm talking with Siobhan Anderson, the owner of Marsha's, Philly's first queer women's sports bar. We talk about why she's opening it on South Street and how the city is at the center of the rise in women's sports. It's Monday, August 4th. I'm Trinity Marie, and Philly's newest bar is coming to 430 South Street. Hey, y'all. I want to take a moment to thank all of our new neighbors who signed up to become a CityCast Philly neighbor during our launch campaign last week. We've got a whole bunch of new neighbors that I have to shout y'all out, and I will. You all are keeping this going, and we are so grateful. We're so thankful. We can't wait to see you soon at a neighbors-only event. So be on the lookout for more information on that. I want to say thank you especially to Chris, Darren, Russell, and Michael for joining us since Friday and over the weekend. Can't wait to see you guys. For those of you who missed the campaign or you didn't get a chance to sign up, it is not too late. You can still become a CityCast Philly neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. Our doors are always open. You can sign up for just $10 a month. It's cheaper than a cheesesteak, y'all. That's at membership.citycast.fm. Thank you so much. Let's get into today's episode. Women's sports is hot right now. More coverage and dedicated bars are popping up in and around the country. So is that why now is the right time for Marsha's to debut?
You can say that, but also it's one of the things where the universe presented an opportunity to me as a business owner and as a real estate professional, that a bar that offered the ability for me to buy the real estate, to buy the liquor license, and to buy the business assets is a trifecta in the restaurant industry. And the fact that that bar is situated on South Street was an amazing idea. And the fact that the bar, what it was at the time I was buying it, was already a sports bar. And it just presented, again, an opportunity to change the narrative. Keep it as a sports bar, but have it focus on women's sports, because the popularity of women's sports has grown tremendously over the past few years, but it's always been there. It just hasn't had the opportunity to be highlighted the way that it is with social media and the internet. You're allowed to take photos, take videos, share your experiences with people around the world. And some individuals that have never really seen, let's say, like a WNBA game somewhere around the world can watch it because it's streaming live on some sort of platform. So I just feel like the timing is right in all of the ways for me professionally as a business owner, but also as a huge fan of women's sports.
Where exactly is the bar going to be opening?
The exact address is 430 South Street. We are right at the end of Passyunk Avenue and South Street, between 5th Street and 4th Street. Like an ideal location for sure.
Why do you say ideal location?
Because South Street's one of those iconic parts of Philadelphia. It's something that people always kind of think of when they think of Philly, and specifically between, I would say, like Ninth and Front Street. There's just been a lot of history of different establishments, bars, restaurants, Tower Records, Blockbuster, all kinds of vintage stores, all of the sex positive stores that were there. It's just one of those things that has South Street has had so many different lives, and I'm just really excited to be part of the history of South Street in this new millennia and this new world we're kind of moving into.
What do you say to sports fans to maybe get them off the couch and come down to Marcia's to watch a game?
I mean, there's nothing like watching a sporting event surrounded by a bunch of people who are just excited as you are to watch your favorite team play, their regular season game, play for the championship. Like we had my former restaurant, we showed the Super Bowl, and there was nothing but just like queer AFAB women like took over the entire bar. And to watch that game with this group of people is just unlike anything else. So to be able to experience something, create memories, and have that ability to share that with people and potentially make some new friends, I think that's, worth getting up off the couch and just making your way down to South Street to check us out.
Do you play sports, or what's your connection to women's sports?
I grew up playing sports. I come from a very athletic family. My grandfather actually participated in the Olympics back in the day as a hurdler. So I grew up playing tennis, basketball. I played field hockey in school.
Me too.
And yeah, right. It's one of those things where it's just like you got, 3 seasons, you got to play sports. So I played field hockey, basketball, and softball. And as I got older, would participate in different adult leagues, soccer, kickball, softball, those types of things. But I definitely grew up playing sports and understanding the importance of being part of a team, because that translates into every aspect of your life outside of that as well.
I'm actually coaching field hockey now, so
Oh,
that's
wow,
a
that's
whole
great.
nother world. Yeah. I want to talk about just like how important sports are for women and young girls in Philly. It was just announced that we're gonna get a WNBA team. I'm excited about that.
Very much so.
Philly's Monet Davis is trying out for a new pro women's baseball league. Then we got the Philadelphia Firebirds and Phantoms, which are women's tackle football teams. Then there's competitive high school wrestling, cheerleading, rowing, lacrosse for girls in the city. What does this say about Philly and our connection to women's sports?
I mean, it's always been there. Growing up, I grew up in Albany, and I played basketball out back with a milk crate and a soccer ball, maybe, because we didn't have a basketball. And I was always sometimes the one or two girls that were out there playing with the boys because you just wanted to play. And it has become more, just girls in general have been able to approach sports in a different way in the past, 20 years versus, growing up in the 70s and 80s, where there really wasn't a lot of organizations that had girl teams. And if they did, they were very selective about what they had to offer. And now the talent and skill that some of these young girls have is just phenomenal. My cousin daughter, she plays on a travel tournament team, basketball, and she's 12, and she's been playing since she was, maybe like 7 or 8, and dedication, sacrifice, just always playing, always playing, always playing. And they're great. And the support that you get from your family to help you, travel and do all these things, because they're also making sacrifices as well. Seeing the growth in professional women's sports goes to show these young women that what they're doing is not in vain. There are people there that see you, that appreciate you, and are trying to get you to a level where you are, a professional and being paid what you should be being paid.
We'll have more with Siobhan about the opening of Marcia's and what it takes to open a bar in Philly. That's after the break.
Are you ready to dairy-free your mind? This summer, melt away your dairy-free expectations with So Delicious dairy-free frozen desserts. Enjoy mind-blowing flavors like salted caramel cluster, chocolate cookies and cream, cookie dough, and more. For over 35 years, So Delicious has been cranking up the flavor with show-stopping products that are 100% dairy-free, certified vegan by Vegan Action, and are so unbelievably creamy, your taste buds will do a double take. Dairy-free your mind. Visit SoDeliciousDairyFree.com.
Saturday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength, Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
So you just said that you own both the building and the liquor license for Marsha's. Why is that important to have that ownership?
Ownership is important in any aspect of your life. And one thing that I learned from my mother was the importance of owning our home. And that's one of the reasons why I got into real estate was the security, housing security. And my mother grew up when they moved a lot, and she did not want that for us. So she understood the importance of owning the bricks to be able to create a life and build from that foundation that you are starting with owning the bricks. And in the real estate industry, that's always, one thing we push. And in the restaurant industry, owning the bricks means you are your landlord, which means you control your rent. You control how quickly things are maintained and managed.
It also means that you have to fix everything too.
Well, no, honestly, when you lease properties, there's something called a triple net lease, which means as the leasee, you are responsible to fix everything.
Oh.
So that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is just because you might be leasing a property, the triple net lease means you are responsible for the taxes, for insurance, and for maintenance. All of that comes out of your pocket. So if I'm already paying that, leasing a property, it just makes more sense to own the property and to be able to establish yourself and know that as long as you pay your mortgage, you pay your taxes, and you stay within all the regulations, that no one can kick you out or make you move. And being a queer woman of color, that's really important because I want to help build a foundation for people that are like me, but also support me because I have lived the majority of my life out as a queer woman. And I have been supported by my friends and family from the age of 15. So I understand the importance of having both of these communities come together and share a space and celebrate women in sports and doing all of these things that they have sacrificed every part of their life to get to where they are, and to be able to present a platform for people to go and watch women's sports is just kind of like a dream come true for me.
That's great. Siobhan, there's also another group trying to open a women's sports bar in the city. They're called Watch Party Philly. That's hoping to open in the future. Do you think Marsha's is just the beginning for women-owned and operated sports bars in the city?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's important for us to support one another. There's sayings amongst bar owners that the more establishments that are similar to yours that are open, the better it is for you, because people have the opportunity to go to this bar, check out the scene, go to another bar, check out the scene, go to this other place, and feel like they have a network that sees them and appreciates them and allows them to just go out and have fun and feel comfortable and feel safe. So this is just a space that more women will be coming into that space of opening more sports bars or more spaces that are related to watching women's sports.
So historically, women-centered queer bars have had trouble staying open. The Toasted Walnut Room here in Philly shut down back in 2021, which was the only lesbian bar in the city. And then There's less than 40 in the US. So are people excited for a queer space like Marsha's to be coming to Philly?
Yes, absolutely. I went out this past weekend and the weekend before that, and I do have a PR company, Philly PR Girl. I hired them to help promote and to let people know Marsha's is coming. I have been really just overwhelmed by the amount of positivity and excitement that I have been receiving via email, social media, in person. It's been it's been really, really exciting. And I'm working very, very quickly to open this space because I know that it is needed. And it's important to me to be able to create that space for the community to go and feel like they have somewhere that they can call theirs, because it is a community space and it is important for Marsha's to be seen as such.
Your bar, Marsha's, is named after an activist who was at the riots at the Stonewall Inn in New York City, which really kicked off the gay rights movement.
Exactly. The individuals that were at Stonewall were continually being harassed by the police, and one night in June they said no more. And the around like 2:30 or 3 in the morning, that's when, the riot started, riot revolution. The individuals in there were clashing with the police for a few days, and then they were just like, we can't have this anymore, this just is not okay. And there were a few individuals that kind of crossed all of those barriers, that they were people of color, they were women, they were gay, and you're pulled in all of these ways. And I feel like Marsha P. Johnson represents that trifecta of people involved in that movement in that time frame. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Marsha and Sylvia Rivera and all of the other strong women and men and everybody in between that said no more. There are so few spaces for the queer community, especially for women. And you said there's only, maybe 40 spaces. I might be one of few bars that actually own their property. And I feel like that, again, is a very, very important statement that Marsha's is making, is that we own the bricks. So we're here to stay.
Now, Siobhan, you all will be serving food. What is on the menu?
Well, my business partner, Trish, who I have known for over 25 years, and we worked together when I lived in Austin. We met working for a company called the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. And Trish and I both are very involved in the hospitality industry and have the same standards in what we expect from our food. And one thing is going to be consistency. And the other thing, it's a bar. We want to create really good bar food.
So what we talking about? Wings,
I mean,
fries?
you have to have wings. You have to have wings. We talked about not having wings on the menu, and I kind of got yelled at by a bunch of people being like, girl, you need to have wings on that menu. So
Yes.
We're going to have wings. We're going to have appetizers. We're going to do, like small plates. We're kicking around an idea of a pimento cheese, Taylor pork ham, little like sandwiches or something like that, doing popcorn with different toppings, and then having a few other items on the menu that will help us stand out a little bit, but also just be something that covers all of the dietary restrictions. I understand that people have allergies, they have restrictions on what they can eat, and we want to make sure that we have something for everybody at Marsha's when it comes to food.
Gonna have cheesesteaks?
We'll see. I mean, Jim's is down the street, so
That's true.
I'd rather,
That is true.
I'm like, why mess with perfection when you can literally walk down the street and get a steak sandwich and bring it back? Like, I ain't mad at you for doing that at all.
All right. That's awesome. What teams have you been following, or what women's teams in sports should we be looking forward to seeing on the TVs at Marsha's?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of the women's national team, the soccer team. Try to watch as many matches as that they have going on. I am extremely busy right now, so it's very hard for me to like sit down and enjoy enjoy anything. We did watch the Euro Cup And obviously, since we don't have our own WNBA team, the Liberty is a team that I kind of pay attention to a lot, and that Marsha's will definitely be showing a lot of, not all of the games, because it's the closest, team that we have until we get our own.
I think it's Ellie, the elephant at Liberty.
I love her. I love her. She's the best.
Me
One
too.
day, I'm hoping one day we can meet and take some pics together. I'm just telling everybody to watch women's sports. Like literally every single thing that you can find, you need to watch it, because I'm telling you, these women do not mess around. Like if you have never seen a women's rugby match, get out of my face. I never wanted to play rugby because I'm too sensitive and I might break a bone, and I don't know how I feel about that. But like, man, women can play, and everybody needs to just sit down, watch a basketball game, watch a tennis match, watch competitive cheer. If you have never seen competitive cheer, you are missing out. Like that is some intense work. So when you're flipping around and you see that there's going to be something that represents women in sports, just take your time and watch it, because you will not be disappointed.
Well, let's get excited, because Philly's going to have our own WNBA team.
Absolutely.
What should the name be?
Oh, I've already been thinking about it. I've got like some group discussions, and I was like, I'm going to say, two things. The Valkyrie, I love that name. It's great. And they got into the league when it only cost them $50 million. For us and the other expansion teams, we're at $250 million. So that's a huge jump. Like, okay. But I feel like we need to have a name that just really represents strength, diversity, power, and just like, F around and find out kind of mentality. Cause, we're Philly, man. We play.
I'm with it.
We play hard. We don't play dirty, but we can get a little rough every once in a while. So
what should Philly's WNBA team be called? Tell me some of your ideas. I'll tell you mine. I feel like we should be called the Broad Street Ballers.
I mean, I like that. It's a little close to the Broad Street Bullies. So I don't know if that's kind of like where you're going, but I'm thinking something, I was just like very, very Amazonian, something like that.
Got you. Okay. Siobhan Anderson, thank you so much for joining me on CityCast Philly today.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you reached out to me and wanted to have me on your podcast.
Follow Marsha's South Street on socials for updates on their opening and other events. We'll have a link in the show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode about Marsha's opening, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Talk to you later. Bye.